We drink. You like coconut? Yes, you like. We drink cold coconut with ice and music, reggae. Yeah.
No
Long
tension,
step.
No tension. No tension.
Long, yeah. Good coconut. Yeah. Delicious. Long step. Long step. Yes. Help your hand, relax. Boom, hand. Boom. Woo.
Well done.
And push.
They might, because it's the championship of each other, and I think they'll both bring everything they've got. AJ's dangerous with his heavy hands. Fury's aging. Will he want to try and outsmart AJ? We'll start to get the excitement once it's announced.
I just want to see a face-off. I just want to see them two finally go nose to nose.
Yeah,
we have not seen that ever.
Yeah,
and that's all I want to see. And then the rest is history. Whatever happens in the ring happens in the ring.
Now, prediction of 3 things that Fury's going to say: sausage, big dosser, and bodybuilder. What will AJ say back to that? That's what I want.
Landlord, definitely. I can only guarantee one: the landlord. I can't think of another 2.
Who's the A side? Addy, the big debate is as well. Who's A side on the poster and who walks first and who walks last? I think
you might be onto something here. I almost feel like there will be an agreement who takes the name first and who walks first. Let's say Fury's A side. I don't think Fury gets everything. I don't think it's Fury, AJ, and then it's Fury walks second.
AJ is gearing up for the biggest fight of his life, and working with Oleksandr Usyk may bring a twist to his training camp. After having to contend with Usyk twice, AJ will already be familiar with all the attributes that go into fighting a top-class boxer. His previous experience now comes in handy when getting ready to take on Tyson Fury, who will bring his large frame, long reach, awkward boxing style, and pace control skills into the ring. More than just power is required to beat Tyson Fury. AJ needs a smart game plan and the proper preparation, which can come from working with Usyk.
I've always thought that Tyson Fury would win it. I think Anthony Joshua is a far more of a statesman than Tyson Fury will ever be in this life or the next. But notwithstanding it, I've always felt that he has been given massive plaudits for being such a wonderful advocate for British boxing, because he was such a poster boy for the success after the 2012 Olympics. But I think his achievements have been massively amplified. You know, I look at the opponents that he's beaten. Okay, he got beat by Ruiz when he made his American debut, which took away any opportunity for him to headline himself in America. He came back and avenged that defeat. You know, obviously he beat Klitschko in that, stellar fight, but Klitschko was 40-odd years of age when he beat him. Yeah. Whereas Fury, for me, took on a more dangerous route with Wilder. Technically, Wilder is nowhere near Fury's level, but from the punch power he was. Yeah. So I think Fury wins, but a lot of people will have a different view.
I think he's. From punch resistance, I think he's shot.
Okay.
Boxing and getting you finished. If he hits you before you hit him, you're done. And we're not under no illusions with that. Yeah. Do you want to listen? He's a good finisher. He can put his punches together. Listen, he's a 2-time world champion. You don't give them away. But I just feel that I put it as a 50-50 after Magnadov. But after seeing that, it was. I just think that Tyson's going to hit him. And what we've seen in the last two proper fights of him, when he gets hit with a solid shot, you see something happen. Whether it don't have to be knocked down or knocked on the floor, or you can see a reaction.
Ade Oladipo, however, was very sure that the fight will definitely take place at some point. In his opinion, Joshua could not refuse to accept the fight regardless of where the fight is going to take place because of the big money he was going to earn from it. According to him, Joshua and Fury have been speculated about for many years, and by now, the fight should have definitely taken place many times. Moreover, Aid noted that the fight can be declared very soon, after which it will go through an extensive media tour after the venue and date have been announced.
I'm not so sure he'll say no, even if they said no, it's going to be in America. Why would you deny your guy £100 million? And what is, as you said, 5 years we've been discussing this. This should be the trilogy right now. This should be the trilogy fight over 5 years. I think we'll get a decision very soon, and I imagine a media tour, depending on where they're deciding they ultimately take it, and at what point. You know, we're hearing mid-November, third week in November, USA, Madison Square Garden, potentially Wembley, Stadium. We've heard all of these things. The decision is not there right yet.
Gareth Davies agreed that the fight could become much bigger once it was officially announced. He acknowledged that many people were saying the matchup had passed its sell-by date, but he believed that attitude could change instantly once the announcement arrived. Whether the fight happened at Wembley, Cardiff, Madison Square Garden, or another major venue, Gareth felt fans would eventually embrace it. He also believed both fighters would have every reason to give everything they had because the fight represented the culmination of years of waiting. In his view, the build-up itself could create a huge amount of attention, especially if Fury and Joshua fully committed to the promotional side of the event.
And I imagine, given the resonance of both men and the end of the era and all those things, look, if we get the announcement, for all the moaning that's gone everywhere, if we get the announcement in the next week that these two boys are fighting in November, be it outdoors at Wembley, be it in Cardiff, be it Madison Square Garden, be it in New York, be it in Vegas, everybody's going to go, okay, let's embrace it then. Yes, it's past its sell-by date.
Agreed.
They'll both bring everything. And if we get a great fight, we'll get a second one. But my view is if Fury wins, he won't give Joshua another chance. If Joshua wins, Fury will want a rematch. That's what I think.
I just hope that both of them embrace the promo side of things, because as you say, if it gets announced, you just mentioned TKO, Netflix, WWE, they're going to want to go like ballistic with the promo.
Aid predicted that the fight could perform even better if both fighters embraced the promotion. He pointed to the involvement of Netflix, WWE, and TKO as signs that there could be an enormous promotional campaign behind the matchup. Aid felt Fury would naturally fit into that environment because he had already shown his personality through Netflix and WWE appearances. However, he wanted Joshua to become more involved as well. He believed that if both men gave fans the drama and personality they wanted, the fight could potentially reach 35 to 40 million viewers.
And Fury, I think, as you've seen with At Home with the Furies, I think Fury will embrace it, and I think he'll go along for the ride. He's done the WWE stuff. He's done the singing. AJ, not much so. But I hope that AJ will embrace it as well. He did a little bit with Jake Paul, and then I think this would do similar to Canelo Crawford numbers. I think that 35, 40 million touch, and I think it could get that.
Ade Oladipo, in a separate video, also explained why he was not concerned that Joshua had remained silent while Fury had already started talking about the fight. He pointed out that Joshua has previously refused to get involved in promotional moments until everything is completely finalized. Ade referenced an earlier moment when Fury invited Joshua into the ring, but Joshua declined because the fight had not been signed. To Ade, that behavior was important because it suggested Joshua would not make any major public move until every detail was settled. He therefore believed that the lack of a statement from Joshua did not mean the fight was falling apart. Instead, it could simply mean there were still a few final issues being resolved behind the scenes.
But it's going to be pretty big. I expect, You know, we've heard from Fury, nothing from AJ. I've gone onto AJ's social media. Obviously, Fury's done that little video. AJ, nothing. AJ won't do anything until everything is 100% done. Won't do anything. It's like when AJ was ringside and Fury asked him to come in the ring. And AJ was like, no, I ain't getting it. Like, what's the point in getting in the ring until the fight's signed? So AJ won't do anything, won't say anything until it was 100% done. Which leads me to believe that there are still a few things that need to be ticked off. Still a few things. And believe you me, these things could be as silly as who walks first, whose name's first, all that kind of stuff. It could be all of that. But yeah, man, I'm excited. We now have...
Oda even suggested that the remaining details could be relatively minor, such as deciding who walks first or whose name appears first on the promotional material. In his mind, the major pieces of the fight were already in place, and the teams were simply finishing the final arrangements. That was why he felt comfortable saying the fight was extremely close to becoming official. More importantly, Aid described Joshua versus Fury as the biggest fight of the year by a huge distance. He made an important distinction though. He was not necessarily calling it the best fight of the year from a sporting perspective. He was talking about its overall size, popularity, and worldwide attention.
Without doubt, the biggest fight of the year. It is the biggest fight of the year. Not the best fight of the year. Understand what I just said there. The biggest fight of the year. By some distance. By some bloody distance. This is AJ versus Tyson Fury. It's a shame it's in America, you know. When you think of like, imagine... I'm trying to think of the biggest American fight in recent years. Two Americans. Spence Crawford. Imagine Spence Crawford being in UK, O2 Arena. Imagine the outrage. Imagine the outrage from American fight fans if they chuck Spence Crawford, two unbeaten guys, who by the way are nowhere near as big as AJ Fury.
Simon Jordan was not particularly enthusiastic about the fight from a sporting perspective, as he believed both Joshua and Fury were past their best and were no longer entering the matchup at the peak of their careers. Still, he recognized the huge commercial value of putting two massive heavyweight names together, especially with so much money being invested into the event. When asked who he thought would win, Simon backed Tyson Fury. He felt Fury could be in better mental condition than Joshua, even though he described Joshua as a tremendous physical athlete. Simon pointed to the difficult fights both men had experienced and believed Fury's recent experiences had prepared him better mentally for the pressure of such a major fight. He went on to clarify his reasons for rating Fury ahead of Joshua. According to him, Joshua was certainly a far more respected statesman and celebrity, especially due to his part in British boxing following the 2012 Olympics. However, he thought Joshua's accomplishments may have been somewhat magnified, owing to him being one of the most famous personalities in British boxing. He pointed out Joshua's loss to Andy Ruiz Jr. in America, but said that since Joshua went on to avenge that loss, he couldn't become an instant attraction of American heavyweights as a result of that. According to Shane Fury, Anthony Joshua now has the greatest opportunity he has ever had against Tyson Fury. This is because Tyson Fury, who would fight the 12-round match against Vladimir Klitschko, is gone, as he has been boxing in a different style for years. As Shane put it, the old Tyson Fury would have been too much of an enemy for Joshua to handle because AJ would be hard-pressed to even hit Tyson cleanly. But now Shane hasn't seen Tyson for years and even asked if Tyson would be able to keep up that style for 12 rounds. Shane's confidence in Tyson increased after watching Joshua's recent performance. He went on to say that following Tyson's bout with Makhmudov, he saw the fight as being very competitive as Tyson performed well, but not to the level of his former self. Shane felt that Tyson was no longer the dominant fighter that fans have seen over the years, but following the recent performance of Joshua, Shane felt differently about the situation. Shane stated that despite Makhmudov being a better fighter than most people think, Joshua's recent performance had Shane believing Tyson over him. Now, everything comes down to whether Anthony Joshua can turn all that preparation into a performance when it matters most. Training with Oleksandr Usyk may have given him a different look at movement, timing, and dealing with an opponent who refuses to make the fight easy. But Tyson Fury brings his own set of problems, and Joshua will need to be ready for every adjustment. After years of waiting, there are no more excuses and no more delays. The work is almost finished, and soon, Joshua will have the chance to prove whether this version of him is finally ready to solve the Tyson Fury puzzle and claim the biggest victory of his career.